Hello, beautiful people. It's Ocean Kimmy, your sage, your guru, your mystic, and your spiritual informant. And today we're going to talk about the nature of illusions, the reason why sorcerers and witches and warlocks rely so heavily on psychic attack that casts illusions or deception over your third eye, over your crown chakra. They deal so much in affecting our spiritual perception because that's where a lot of their power comes from when it comes to the magic that they perform against us. They need us to believe a few things in order for this magic to work. And the number one thing is that they actually need us to believe in the curse. There is a thing called baiting or hooking, where if you bait someone, it's the idea where even if you did not put a curse on them, and this is kind of similar to the placebo effect, because it's a situation where even if you did not put a curse on someone, but you told them that you did, and they believe you, they can really start feeling like their life is cursed. And it's no different in situations where someone may actually be performing spell work against you. But the key in terms of making that spell work have a hard enough impact is getting you to believe in it, specifically more than you believe in your own power to break it, your divine right to spiritual protection, and that we all have a spirit team who is waiting, willing, and ready to assist us at any moment. And then thirdly, they need you to believe that their power is stronger than yours. But the truth is that in most cases, when somebody is being targeted for months, years by sorcerers, witches, warlocks, this is a situation where that person has a magic, a very, very magical energy that they are probably not aware of or simply don't know how to really tap in and how to use it. And so today I just want to talk a bit about breaking illusions. How do we break illusions over our lives so that we can tap into our true magic? And that's what sort of part 2 of this conversation is going to be about, in terms of how to actually activate our own magic and use it to elevate beyond lower timelines of spiritual warfare. And yes, spiritual warfare is always going to exist. Trust me, that is the nature of the spiritual world. But as you awaken, as you enlighten yourself, as you ascend, there are different ways for you to master certain energies so that spell work does not affect you to the same degree. And so I'd say that the number one way, because if you know my story, you know that I speak what I have lived and what I have gone through myself. And I'd say that the number one way that I began to break the energy of illusions over my life was that I stopped being afraid of the spell work. Once I let go of that fear, the impact of the spell work reduced by like 50%. I kid you not. The moment I stopped being afraid, that spell work stopped hitting the same. And partly is because when we're not afraid, our aura is more sealed, we're more stronger, we can put up more defenses against spiritual work, and also we have a calmer mind. And so when certain things were sent to me, I was just like, okay, what is the solution? What is the remedy to this magic? Because every spell has a remedy. And that's what I always remembered. So I was always looking for the remedy. And in part 2, we're going to talk about how do we get remedies, okay? The second way, which is also a big one, in terms of how I broke the illusion of being just powerless against spiritual warfare, powerless against this person, was that I just started to think about how nonsensical it was. And so I started to think, how can you allow someone else to have more control over the flow and the narrative of your life than you do? And so I started talking to Spirit, and I said, Spirit, this doesn't make sense. This is my life. How can someone outside of me dictate what is going to happen in my life? And Spirit was like, exactly. You tell me. And once I started realizing like this does not make sense in terms of certain universal rights and laws, where once we awaken to the fact that somehow our willpower is being suppressed or binded in some way by spell work or by entities, we technically have a right to declare sovereignty, to ask Spirit for freedom from those things, for liberation from those things. The journey towards liberation may indeed be a war. That's usually where the war comes in. where once entities and energies in the spirit world who have been holding you down and your lineage down for centuries, generations, years, start to realize, oh, this person right here is waking up. Let's send them some warfare so that they do not want to engage at all with spirituality. And that's why you see so many people, once they go to spiritual warfare, one of the first things that they want to do is start blaming spirituality. Oh, I shouldn't have had these crystals. I don't need to be working with these herbs. I should have never been doing blah, blah, blah. That's not what the issue is. Those are going to be your protection. Those are going to be the ways of helping yourself and saving yourself, your candles, your herbs, your crystals, all of that, your cards, your divination, all of that is going to be key to protecting yourself. But most people, the first thing they want to do is shut down their own sovereignty and give it over to a religious system. And I'm going to leave it at that. And so once I started remembering that I have full capability and power to decide what's going to happen in my life, this was my life, my destiny, my body, I got righteously mad. I got righteously mad in a way where I was not trying to destroy my spiritual attacker. I was trying to destroy every single obstacle in my way towards me getting back to my true self. Because one of the illusions as well that sorcerers love to work with is an energy of illusion of making you forget who you are or never even discover who you truly are in the spirit. And so in situations where people have been losing their passions, being robbed of their destinies, feeling no willpower towards things that they initially loved because their energy is being harvested from their sacral and their solar and their crown, you forget completely who you are. And the moment that you step out of that energy and you begin to relinquish and doubt yourself and question and wonder about your destiny, about your divine gifts and birthrights, that is how sorcerers and witches win. The effects of energy harvesting are very real. I'm not saying that that is an illusion, but the illusion part of it comes in when you start believing that it has been fully robbed. Because there are people who will say, oh, they stole my gifts. The moment you affirm a witch's spell work over you is the moment you lose. I got out of the business of saying, oh, they stole this, they did that, they did. No. They could have separated me from it temporarily, but it's not theirs to take. So I will never say that anybody or anything has taken something from me. I'm not affirming that. I'm always in a business of recovery, retrieval, calling things back. I'm always in that business. And so anytime we give in and say, oh, they did this, they did that, it's affirmation. You just sealed the deal on the spell work. So be careful of what you speak and what you believe when you are dealing with sorcerers, because they work so heavily in the energy of covenants, contracts, and binds. So if you agree to it, guess what? It's going to become real. So if you give in to the illusions happening around you, the illusions that you are powerless, that your destiny has been stolen, oh, that you're sick. I never say that S word. S-I-C-K. I never say that. I never say that I am ill. I never claim any illness over my life. And my spiritual attacker did work for years to make me believe that I was ill. Like, I tapped in with spirit and was like, what's really going on? And I started realizing it was all about my belief in the thing. That's how powerful our minds are. That's how powerful our declarations are. Once we say, this has worked, this person has did this person has took that, guess what? We make it real. If when we confirm or affirm a certain reality, let's say that the reality that we are powerless or that we are SICK, and that thing becomes real, then we also have the ability to affirm positive realities that say, I am well, I am wealthy, all of my gifts will be restored to me. That's the energy we have to be in if we want to break illusions over our life. Do not take it personally in a way where your whole life feels like it is about what this person is doing to you. Recenter yourself in the experience and say, I am on a journey of learning my magic. I am on a journey of gaining my spiritual power. I am on a journey of learning how to alchemize. Recenter yourself. Do not give any unnecessary energy to the person doing things to you. I always say the best place to focus your magic is on yourself and by extension, on your guides, on your spiritual team. Your spiritual team are going to be the spirits, the energies, who are going to go to war on our behalf so that we can do what we came here to do. We have spirits who are going to protect us while we do what we need to do on earth. And so part 2 of this video, and especially on the Patreon, we're talking about spirit guides and magic activation all this week. How to actually work with your spirit guides so that they will protect you and bring gifts back to you and activate codes for you. That's what we're going to be discussing in the next part of this video. And since this video, of course, is going to be general because it's public, if you would like a reading for your specific situation where you want to know your specific guides, you want to know specific remedies for what's happening in your life, that is where I would recommend a one-on-one session with me. There will be a link for that as well as the Patreon in the pinned comments below. Peace and blessings, beautiful people. Ashe.